by looking at SAT's build. Here is the Delaware, and SAT, you are choosing main armaments 1, damage control, main battery, air groups, concealment, and then finally artillery plotting. I'm curious, why are you choosing main battery rotation instead of something like artillery plotting, which helps with your overall accuracy?
I can't aim at long range, and I
Can't.
honestly prefer the faster turning guns just because there is that. So there's a trick with the hybrid battleships.
Okay.
You drop on an enemy and you immediately shoot your guns at them.
Right.
But but the catch is not your turrets won't always be turned at the right angle. So having slightly faster turret traverse does help try to get your guns on target during that small time window.
Sure. So when you set your turrets one way and then you change to hybrid mode, it's very easy for your turrets to look at the wrong direction, and then you come back from hybrid and you're like, what the heck, turrets? You're looking at the wrong place. I get it. Okay. Otherwise, everything else makes sense. Is this a standard Captain SAT?
Standard.
Okay. You are doing preventative maintenance, brisk, basics of survivability, concealment, fire prevention, adrenaline rush, emergency repairs. Um, why are you doing preventative maintenance, SAT?
I could not think of a tier 1 skill to take.
Really? You didn't want to take emergency repair specialist?
3% is not much.
Okay, fair enough. So this helps to ensure that your modules, which is your main battery, your rudder, and your engines aren't incapacitated. Okay. Signal-wise, what do you got here?
Is Brisk really better than Grease the Gears, especially if you want to do your trick with the drop and shoot afterwards?
There are some times I want to get my ship into a position faster, and
Yep.
Delaware is surprisingly fast.
Yep. Brisk is very handy. I understand why you want Brisk. Um, Now for signals, I again apologize. I'm using a special dark mode, which is wrecking everything. So I can't tell exactly which signals you went with. Do you remember?
It's whatever the recommended signals are. So probably something like heal and fire.
Heal. Okay. Fair enough. All right.
I
Well,
can look
let's.
up what the recommended signals for Nebraska are, and they're probably the same.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second to find my Nebraska.
Patton says, sorry, Brisk is really good for pushing. Fair enough.
I mean, yeah, I'm not denying that Brisk is good for pushing. Just curious if you want to do the trick, why not take Increase the Gears too? So recommended signals are heal, speed, consumable, duration, and both the reduced fire and flooding duration.
Okay. Obviously, Juliet Charlie is helpful as well. Um. Okay. Well, SAT, let's get into your game here. In the this is the Delaware. Now the Delaware, the Nebraska only has guns in the front. The Delaware adds a dual barrel turret in the rear, and then the Louisiana, that's a quad turret in the rear. Otherwise, it's mostly the same.
It is. The other major difference is that Delaware gets Iowa guns.
Aha.
It's a major upgrade over the NC shells.
Iowa guns are very comfortable. I would agree with you there.
Yeah. NC guns are probably, probably one of the most complained about shells in the game.
Takes
But
a
when you
lot
up,
of practice to with the North Carolina guns.
Is it? That's just because of the flight time, right?
that's
Yes.
correct.
You got a Baltimore Jaeger in front of you, SAT, and then the other side, it's Fuso, Leon, New Orleans, Iowa, Benson, Sturdy, and Vlad. So are you kind of thinking at this point, all right, so you are going to be the kite away flank and they're just going to hold on their team? What are you thinking?
So I'm thinking since I'm the top tier, I can try position aggressively first, get some
Hmm.
spotting with my dive bombers, and just kind of feel out the flank. If I need to turn out, then yeah, I can turn out. And I'm actually going 38 knots with my brisk enabled battleship, so this is
Yep,
quite fast.
it is very
I
fast.
mean, it is definitely nice.
Oh, hi there.
There's no doubt. I would maybe even drop a 3-point skill to get the brisk and the grease the gears.
Hmm.
I would
Okay.
give up
Is
basics of survivability, but the issue is with Delaware, sometimes you're going to be away from the carrier for some time, and if the enemy lights a fire, that's you're not there to be. So I gave it some thought. I would honestly rather give up brisk instead.
Oh, this poor Jutland is letting you drop on him. Very nice of this Jutland, huh?
I know.
Oh, 4,800. That's an ouch. OG Big Worm, hello. Good day to you too.
What?
Going fine.
Bang! Over there.
was he raided there by the Baltimore? Why did he leave the smoke?
I don't think he was radared. Nice citadel there in the Surrey. I kind of feel like he left the smoke because he thought that he was outrunning your planes, and then oof, he's not. So SAT, you want this Surrey, yes?
Yep, I want him.
He's reversing though, beyond this island. You think you're gonna hit him?
We'll see.
Overpenning the bow.
Nope.
Nothing. Zero. Zilch.
Unfortunately, he just got behind the island. Oh, and this is a 10v10 instead of a 12v12. So I have to keep that in consideration if I want to get aggressive or not.
So, okay,
Oh,
can you
yeah,
explain
I
what that
just see
means,
that there's-
SAT? What does 10v10 mean compared to
Uh,
12v12?
So in a 12v12, there's a lot more enemies to keep track of. And the
Mhm.
10v10, especially since I'm top tier, I could be a little bit more aggressive since there's less enemies to shoot at.
Mhm.
It's kind of like 7v7, where there's less enemies on there, so certain ships become more powerful.
So, in other words, this is a Q dump.
Yep.
Yep. Got a failed division on his team with a Fuso and New Orleans.
Hmm.
Sure that Fuso enjoys being in tier 9.
His problem. Actually, his problem.
I think I told my ship to turn in because I saw the torps are coming in. It's like, ooh, Rosia probably is going to burn a DCP here.
So,
Or maybe
why
not.
haven't you switched to HE at this point, SAT?
I was hoping to keep punishing his broadside.
Hmm.
Turns out he did not want to do that, so
I was gonna say, he doesn't look like he wants to give you broadside, you know?
Nuh-uh, can't go that way.
And I also, the side effect is I can also shoot the Surrey if he wants to be detected again.
Fire coming home.
Okay. Regardless, you are down. I mean, you have no caps. You're down one ship over the enemy, so there's a lot of oof here, you know?
Since I don't think the other side's doing well, I actually decide to get aggressive here. I only see 3 ships here, so if I can press our advantage, then I might be able to make a play later on.
It helps when the Soyuz Russia makes a big mistake like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the back gun, I don't think he had very good angles, so I just I tried to use it, but I was like, it's not really that good. Maybe
I mean,
just
this line of ships, the tier 8, especially the tier 9, the back gun doesn't mean anything, right? You get your front 6 guns in on the action. And at tier 9, you're back 2 barrels, whatever. If you can make something happen, you can make it happen. But otherwise, forget it.
Yeah, you got like 75% of your firepower in the front.
Right.
There is no risk to expose your broadside in an attempt to get the last 25% on.
Right.
it's
Well,
usually not worth giving up health
Torpedo
over.
support.
no. Nice hit there on the Jutland. It doesn't get the kill, but hey, whatever.
I have no idea what this Surrey was doing the entire game.
He's a Surrey. So he's used to, like,
Cruiser obliterated.
living, and you
Easy
just
valley
ended him, SAT. So thanks for
Wait.
that.
A Sorry used to live? I don't think any Sorry is ever used to living.
Of course it is. Have you not played Surrey? It's very difficult to Citadel
Fire
it.
away.
So I slowed down specifically to sneak a shot onto the Russia since he was going after a Baltimore.
And didn't work, did it?
I got my back guns in there, but I thought my front gun's not gonna make it, and I need to help the Jaeger with his jet.
Down.
So Jaeger is quite low, Jutland is not low. So you're thinking, okay, I'll just push around this corner. You won't expect it, and you'll do bad things to him.
Yes.
Well, your Jaeger dies. So it's a question of can the Jutland smoke himself up and then break off contact? He does.
And now I'm in a horrible position.
Yes, you are.
So when you're faced like this, I'm just hitting hard brakes, turning, just hoping that Jutland tries to single fire me and miss.
Well, he did just that.
Uh-oh, torpedoes dead ahead.
Got some really good hits on you.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
The big thing is you're not dead yet.
Torpedoes right in
He's
front
not
of us.
either though. I don't understand why
No.
you didn't switch to HE.
Naughty little
You had the
torpedo
time
right
to
behind us.
switch while your guns were turning before your first salvo onto it.
Yes, I would agree.
Against the, I was rich. So the first one, I thought I was gonna shoot the Russia, so I didn't switch it. The second one, I actually prefer AP on a low health destroyer, and that's
No,
because
your first salvo, you were looking at the Russia, and then you decided you need to help your destroyer, and that's where you turned your guns all the way from the right side to the left side. That would have been enough time to switch. Especially if you
so.
take gun feeder instead of preventive maintenance. Maybe.
So just in case I didn't feel comfortable switching there. I just didn't think I had enough time, so that's why I didn't switch.
I mean, it
If I
does
had
feel
Peter,
risky
I would
there.
definitely though. Yeah, I'd rather have AP ready to go rather than gambling on the fact that I have HE loaded in time.
Mhm.
Especially since I'm about to pop out the corner, I'm gonna be right on him, so I want my guns ready to go in just in case.
Okay, fair enough.
So it's a
You
monster.
still got very, very lucky here. Like,
So,
yes.
Grunty, what makes him lucky here? Please explain.
that the Jutland missed these torps.
Okay.
There was about a couple of seconds where I wasn't detected,
Mhm.
where he tried to fire. So I turned into him, just kind of hoping he single fired, assuming I would go straight. I got lucky on that one, as Grunty said. If that Jutland was a bit more aware of what I was doing, that would have been a death pick.
It's also like the Jutland smoked up and then again didn't stay in his smoke and went behind it. Like,
Mhm.
he had so much hit points left. If he just stayed in his smoke, like you were charging this smoke. If he just stays in the smoke and waits out the proxy, he can fire these torps perfectly aimed at 2 kilometers, and there's basically no chance for you to one-shot him because he was still so healthy.
You're
So,
you're actually correct on that. And one thing he can even do, just sit in smoke and then hydro. He fires the torps as soon as I come at 3 kilometers. Nothing I can do.
I like how you're going to challenge the Soviet Russia. Why?
I took a look at the scoreboard again. I was like, oh, my team has already won this. I need damages.
Okay.
Why not? Yeah, you can just go for the ram here. Like,
Ram is
just head
fine.
straight at it and trade 1v1 and
I would absolutely go for the Ram, but SAT wants more, and he's already setting up for the drive-by. You can see it right here. Notice how he is staying outside of aiming,
Enemy battleship gone.
and that's it.
Russia should have just taken a ramp there.
Should have. Yes, he didn't. So, oops. Now you can set your autopilot to go straight into sea. You get the cap for free. All that's left is a Monarch. So, LOL, right?
You're assuming I want the cap.
This is true.
Yeah, Russia messed up the fight there. I noticed I was actually coming in at a good angle, so I could have just turned right into him. And I would stay angled, but he was showing me his broadside. And because of
Okay.
that, I got a free shot into a citadel.
And there's the win. So, let's take a look at your replay render, and then, well, if we can, let's look at your in screens. 144 almost thousand damage. Second place on your team. Not too bad, not too bad.
Wow, your Fuso came in middle of the pack. Impressive.
It is
So,
actually.
Did better than his div buddy.
Mhm. We changed our replay render here to, is this the right one? Yes.
the hybrid battleships are actually the most difficult the battleship line to play currently.
Yep, I agree. And why is that, SAT?
So, not only are you trying to balance playing as a battleship, but you need to
Mhm.
know when to play as a carrier at the right time. And a lot of player, on top of learning like knowing the carrier part of the mechanics, a lot of players don't know how to time it. Like they either fly their planes at the wrong time, they fly their planes for too long, etc., etc. So if you're not familiar with battleship gameplay, then it's very, very difficult to kind of balance between carrier mode and battleship mode.
So, SAT, everybody else, Grunty, how should we title this replay?
uh,
That's my problem.
I have no idea either. Like, I basically give a good demonstration of when to use planes. Like, I keep smashing that Jutland. I didn't feel sorry for him, to be honest.
I don't, because he just misplayed. He left his, like, he smoked up twice for the planes and left
Mhm.
the smoke twice to get smacked.
Okay.
That's on him.
Maybe.
That is totally on him.
Maybe. You're right. Hey, Duckman, throw attempt. I mean, I don't feel like you guys attempted to throw. You did what you could at the C cap, and what happened at AB happened at AB. It's just, you
I
were
don't think there
able
was
to
throw
make it
attempt.
work.
The only thing that made, like, the weird play was on the enemy team on the sea cap. Like,
Yes.
but even that isn't really a throw because they were not really ahead either. Just very, very bad play by pretty much
Yep.
every single one of their ships there.
Most of the action was down ahead.
Maybe you could just title it like capitalizing on mistakes or so, because that's what SAT did.
Okay.
Like the Surrey made the mistake of coming out there. The Soyuz made multiple mistakes coming out broadside and then missing the ram in the end. The Jutland made multiple mistakes with the smoke play.
Jaeger
Punishing mistakes.
caught.
Punishing mistakes. I think that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, the main reason I sent in the replay is just kind of showcasing what the hybrid battleships, what they potentially can do,
Yeah.
and also highlighting some of their strengths, some of their weaknesses.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Thank you, SAT, for sharing the replay.
Thanks for hosting it as always.